Hello, fellow peasants. Today I'll be discussing the 4K transfer for John Carpenter's The Thing. Alright guys, so I watched The Thing on 4K. Finally got it on Amazon for $10. I've always had the 2008 Blu-ray. Never got the Arrow or the Scream Factory Blu-rays that came out prior to this. And so what do I think? What do I think about this? Well, first of all, I've always loved this movie. I finally saw it like 7 or 8 years ago. I was like, wow, I can't believe this is what I've been missing. Ever since then, it's been in my top 10 list of all time. So I couldn't help but upgrade to the 4K for this. And I'm glad I did. So resolution-wise, compared to the original 2008 Blu-ray that I have, this is a great leap in resolution here. Facial hair, facial details, like skin, pores, the details in like the dog's fur at the beginning, like you really notice an uptick in the detail in that. You notice more detail in the snow. There's scenes where there's a bunch of footprints in the snow, and those don't really pick up as well on the standard Blu-ray. The interiors of the facility that they're staying at, like in one of the shots when they're playing pool towards the beginning, just the bottles behind the bar, just stuff in that room in general. Just overall, there's a very nice uptick in clarity here. Especially the most noticeable spots that the resolution really shows improvement is in the practical effects here. Like when they start like dissecting and doing like the autopsy on the thing and like ripping it open and stuff like that, and all the gooiness that's dripping off the legs and the face, and just very fine detail in those scenes. The snow on their toboggans, like anytime they're outside and there's like some snowflakes that are on their toboggans or stuck to their goggles, just all those little specks of snow and little flakes and things like that stuck to their clothing stick out very nicely here. So I can't really compare the resolution on this transfer to the previous Blu-rays like the Arrow and the Shout Factory, because I don't own those, but I have watched comparison videos of this and those, and resolution wise, I don't think there would be much. Doesn't seem to be that much of a difference between the 4K and the last couple Blu-rays that came out. But here's where the difference is. The difference comes in here in the HDR. I did notice there was a nice upgrade in terms of color in this 4K compared to the Arrow and the Shout Factory Blu-rays, and it definitely over the old standard Universal 2008 Blu-ray I had. So the HDR pops here. The whites are very white. When the flares are lit, they're very bright. When there's explosions in the film, they're very deep and black and orange and red and very strong, vibrant colors. The blue lights that are outside the facility at night give this strong bluish hue over everything, like the way that it bounces off the buildings and bounces off their clothes and bounces off the snow. I will say, like, the film is a little more not in terms of the blue lighting outside of the facility, but just in general, like when they're showing like the snowy landscapes and things like that, it does seem like they did put a little bit of bluish hue over those scenes. Not enough to go, wow, why did they make this scene blue just to feel cold? It never veers off into that, because I hate when transfers are like, it's supposed to be cold outside, so let's turn this blue. And it's like, no, I know it's cold outside because there's fucking snow on the ground. You know what I mean? We don't need you to give it a blue tint. Like, we know it's cold because there's no leaves on the trees and there's snow on the ground. I noticed it's slightly more blue than my standard Blu-ray, but not enough to where I think that I can't tell if that's just the natural result. Because when you are in the wilderness and outside and it's snowing, and there can be a natural slight, and it's darker outside, there can be a slight bluish hue when it's caught on film. Okay, like even in my backyard, when I'm like taking pictures of my backyard when it's snowing outside and it's like late evening or early morning, there can be a bluish hue to the look of the photo or something. So that might just be a natural thing that they didn't actually tweak the color. That's just what it looks like. But skin tones here look a lot more natural. The blood on the thing when they're doing the autopsies, like I said, again, the details there, but also the color, the HDR, when they're cutting open the thing, and there's the juices, and when the dude's head pops off the table, you know what I mean? When his head stretches off and like falls onto the floor and turns into the spider, like the green blood and the guts or whatever that are on the table, that's like neon green. Like it all looks so good. The film looks almost brand new with this HDR that they've slapped on this. I can't speak into sound once again. If you guys watched the channel before, I ain't got no sound system, so I don't talk about that. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you own the 2008 Blu-ray or a DVD, upgrade to this. It is good. It is very good compared to older releases. If you have the Arrow or the Shout Factory standard Blu-rays, you might want to be more hesitant in terms of resolution. I would still recommend it over any other transfer to get this HDR on here. But if you're not so much about HDR, you're more about like, I want an uptick in resolution, I'm gonna say I would probably pass if you're only concerned about resolution. But if you want a slight uptick in resolution and better HDR, hands down, go with this transfer. But yeah, I'm just glad I finally went and bought it. It's been out for a few years, and I finally got around to it, and I'm glad that I did. All right, guys, let me know down in the comments below what you guys think about John Carpenter's The Thing on 4K. Have a good one, peasants. Peace out. Bye-bye.